Something super is coming to town.
Oh, come all ye sports fans and get ready for another Sky Bet Super Week. Supersized with not 1, but 2 weeks of free bets, huge boosts and giveaways.
From Friday the 20th of December to Thursday the 2nd of January. There will be some special offers dropping across football, horse racing, boxing, darts and more.
Sit back, get the sport on and get ready for even more of what you love. Sky Bet. For the fans.
Man United lost back-to-back games and they beat City.
Yeah.
Then they lost to Bournemouth.
Yeah.
What were the back-to-back losses?
Spurs
and...
Bournemouth.
No, you lost 2 in a row, then you beat City.
Forest.
Forest. That's the one.
3-1 Forest, yeah.
We're conceding so many goals at home as well. And I refer back, like, I'm not pointing the finger at Amorim here. I'll refer back to something that he said a while ago. Because I've seen some Manchester United fans rushing to, like, say on Twitter and places like that, oh, we should just start playing a system that suits the players. And I refer back to something that he said, like, we're going to have to go through this. Because if we can revert back now, but in a year's time, we're still going to be in the same place. We're going to have to go through this system of trying to see who fits in with the style, trying to get people up to speed with the style. And I do think there were periods against Spurs, there were periods against City where Manchester United looked really comfortable in possession and it looked like the system was working. And then you have days like today where, look, I know people are bringing up their XG and things like this and saying United's XG was better than Bournemouth's and all that. When you watch the game, you could tell Bournemouth were in control. And I think today is a day where the stats are lying to you. Like, they were in control. There was only going to be one winner of the match. Some of the players really need to take a long, hard look at themselves. And some of them just simply aren't good enough. And if we can turf out Marcus Rashford...
Though, isn't it? That's the problem. Like, when a new manager comes in, people kind of go, come on then. And you're like, there's no amount of tactical tweaks that can make Dalot a good player. Like, they just don't exist. Like, that isn't a manager. It doesn't matter who it is. Think of the best manager in your opinion. Like, I'll go Mourinho 05, 06. Mourinho can't make Dalot a good player.
No.
Like, there's nothing.
Martinez.
Interestingly, Mourinho brought him
how many?
to Man United.
Yeah.
How many players?
Yeah, he might have been good. Well, I just think he's
But it's even like,
Dalot. But it's not even about Dalot. Yeah.
Look at Thuram Malacia, for example. He played wing back for us today. And look, he had a shocking injury. He's been out for 18 months, had a real bad time with it. But even before that 18 months of injury, he was a good backup at best. You're not going to have 18 months out and come back better.
No.
You're gonna decline. You look at Delot's been poor this season. I know I defended him a lot.
Martinez.
He was good last season. Lissandro Martinez seems to have dropped off a cliff.
Yeah.
Andre Onana didn't look good today.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes, I've always defended, but Fernandes hasn't looked as good as you would expect. And it's these moments, when things aren't going well, that's when Bruno Fernandes needs to shine. Like, he's arguably the best player in the squad. That's when he needs to demonstrate that.
Someone that I do think is looking worth the money we paid for him is Ugarte. I think he's looked quite good in the last couple of games. And we took him off today, I think maybe because he was on a booking. And maybe, the manager didn't want to lose a man when we're 2-0 down and you're chasing the game. And we took him off and we dropped Bruno back into midfield. I don't think that helped. Again, I'm a big fan of Rasmus Højlund, but so inconsistent.
Your love for Højlund is the moment when I think about
I don't love any footballers anymore.
Does my dear friend need to go on a one-way ticket to Broadmoor? Because I just don't
I don't love any
Højlund.
footballers anymore.
I don't, Buvey.
No, he's rubbish.
When Adam talks about Højlund, like 9 times out of 10, what I hear from Adam affects the way I feel about Man United. I listen to him, I respect his opinion, and it will infiltrate my own, like, via osmosis, I pick up his thoughts and I either agree or disagree. I don't think I've ever disagreed with anything you've ever said more than this love and almost like diligent support of Rasmus Højlund. I honestly have seen nothing to suggest that he's the player.
The reason
nothing.
Is because I see a young player that actually has a knack for scoring goals. I know he didn't score a huge amount in his first season, but he scored 16 when Manchester United were abysmal. And I thought it'd be difficult for any striker to score that amount of goals in the team that we play for. He also has more, like, remember his form in the Champions League? He was like a house on fire, scoring plenty of goals. He's got 5 in Europe.
House on fire is a big thing.
There are moments where he looks like a really good striker. And then there are other moments where he spends half the time battling with defenders with his back, like wrestling.
He wouldn't
people.
start for Bournemouth.
His link-up play is not good enough at times. And you're just thinking, what's going on here?
No.
Xerxes, by the way...
He's the slowest player in the history of the Premier League.
I was prepared to give him some time, but I don't... Forget the speed of him. It's just some things that he does. You're like, who the hell is this?
Honestly, yeah.
Like, what is this guy?
See, the way you're talking about... the way you're talking about Xerxes is the way I feel about Xerxes, but it's kind of how I see Højlund as well. And again, this now taps into the point that I was trying to make and probably didn't land about Amorim. This isn't a reflection on Amorim. You can't judge him because there is no manager in the world that suddenly spins via tactics Xerxes into a good footballer. Højlund into a...
You would expect a little bit better than 3-0 at home to Bournemouth.
Yeah, no, that's unacceptable.
No, but Bournemouth are one of those teams, if you don't turn up, especially under this new manager, they will make you...
Of course.
Yeah, but Buvey's
one
right,
of those teams.
I remember when Mancini first joined Man City, Mancini had a bit of a weird squad, and it was the first few years of the ownership. Like, it's a different situation entirely, but he came in. Good managers, I think, just steady the ship. Yeah. Not every manager can come in. Mourinho 04, have a side ready to win the Premier League. No, it's not easy, but you got to be better than that. 3-0 at home, and I don't think he's been helped. I think the Rashford situation is. Sometimes it takes me a week to digest something. Your arguably best player, biggest money. Your iconic footballer in the modern era for Manchester United, and he's coming out giving interviews. Why is it no different to the Ronaldo Piers Morgan thing a couple of years ago?
I don't think it's the same, but I agree with your point. I don't think it's the same as that, but I agree with your point.
It's not as bad because the Ronaldo thing was obviously also it's Piers Morgan. I mean, Henry Winter far more respected. I get that, but it sets the tone in the dressing room, doesn't it? A 350k a week doesn't buy you loyalty.
It's not just that issue either. You've got the Garnacho issue bubbling on.
And so what's happening with him?
No one knows. Well, he's been in the squad for the last 2 games, and apparently he's been training well, but. Like, you've got that bubbling under. Like, what is it? Like, why was he dropped? Was it because he's leaking the team news? Was it because of this? Because there was rumours, yeah. And again, they're rumours. Put that out there first.
Yeah.
That his brother or nephew or someone like that was selling team news for 25 quid a pop to someone. Like, what the fuck is going on? 25 quid. Listen, Alejandro Garnacho, give him a 50 out your pocket and tell him to shut the fuck up.
Do you know what? If this was in 2003 with Sir Alex Ferguson, that team news would be worth £2,000.
Can I just...
That's where you are now, 25 quid. No one cares.
I need to point something out here. I don't know this for sure, but I feel like I know this for sure. That didn't happen. That just didn't
talk about it.
I know. But that didn't happen.
Where'd you sell? If I had team news on Man City, I said, Rory,
who'd you sell it to?
What is it, on a piece of paper? A little handkerchief? I've written it down. Rory, here you go. Carl Walker right back.
Big accounts would buy it from you, wouldn't they?
Who?
Big accounts that would want to leak. A big Twitter
but they just
account
make
would love
up
the
stuff anyway. They're not in the know like I am on Twitter, for example, or anyone else. Like, they're not in the know. But what do you want? Oh, Delo's at right back, lads. Delo's at right back. We're going to lose 3-0 to Bournemouth.
It's actually back.
25 quid.
Some of the team news has been breaking early in the morning of a game or a day before the game sometimes.
Yeah, Liverpool could use team news against Real Madrid in the Champions League final.
Garnacho's in the team that this person has to lose.
I just can't believe. I thought that was interesting there. That the comparison between, if you think about the reaction from not only from Manchester United fans but from everybody, the general consensus is Cristiano Ronaldo going and taking part in an unsanctioned interview with Piers Morgan whilst being a Manchester United player. That was seen as being totally unacceptable by everyone.
Lukaku Chelsea.
Lukaku at Chelsea. He did the Sky Italia, didn't he? Absolutely. Totally unacceptable. I never really thought about it.
On some way it's worse.
Why is Rashford...
in my opinion, because he knows that it's not right. He's a Man United fan. Yeah. Ronaldo can be seen as a little bit of a mercenary, and he's a big name. He's bigger than Man United on some level. The excuse you can make for Ronaldo is it didn't happen. It happened during the season, but it didn't happen during the season because the season took a pit stop for the World Cup. Yeah.
Man United played their last game against Fulham. Garnacho scored, ironically. Garnacho scored. They played Fulham. Everybody went off to the World Cup.
The interview dropped.
So there was a gap. It wasn't sort of.
Plus, Ronaldo can say stuff because he's done everything with Man United. He has the leverage to say, as long as it was wrong what he did. Don't get me wrong, but he's won everything with Manchester United. He's won the Champions League with Man United. Ronaldo. He can almost say anything he wants. Do you know what I mean?
In the interest of fairness for Rashford, and from what Henry Winter has reported himself, because he responded to some of the news and some of the rumours that were put out there. He said himself that was a pre-arranged interview for 2 weeks and the club were well aware of it.
Oh, so it wasn't unsanctioned?
It wasn't unsanctioned. The club were well aware.
Okay, well, I mean, that's a crucial ingredient. That's a crucial ingredient to the story. If it's unsanctioned, it's the same as Lukaku and Ronaldo. If it's not unsanctioned, take it all back.
Still not ideal, is it? About using that, and I think you've seen a lot of leaks and reports and stuff like that from the club trying to besmirch Rashford's name. Now, some of them could be true or not, but it's very unlike a club the size of Manchester United to do that to one of their own players, especially a player that they want to build up. But I'm sure Sir Jim Ratcliffe will be happy to see another Mank out of a job.